Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's Mr.BuyTheDip back here with another video. I'm gonna make this sweet, short, and simple video, right? And I'm gonna explain to you guys whether you should be fearful, how the market is reacting, and how to deal with Nvidia, S&P 500, AMD, Walmart, right? Everything is down. Every single thing is down, right? And how can we make money around this time, right? You see a lot of the safer investments kind of doing this thing, right? But when you come over to your ETF, one of the most popular ETFs, S&P 500, and you see it being down 2.6% on the day, 3.24% on the week, right? And at one point we were up 3.1% on the year. Okay, what does this tell you about the stock? Now, plain simple, this ETF yearly has shown great bounce. Okay, it was up 15%. Now it's down. It was down a lot from that position. But what am I doing? I'm simply looking at this as a buying opportunity. I have $894 invested. All my younger guys, you can sit through this loss and keep a smile on your face. Okay, but if you're an older guy who's wanting to take those ETF profits out, and you're down all of a sudden, or you see a big spike down like in the S&P 500, right? Well, all I can say is get back to work, right? Clock in tomorrow, right? And don't retire yet, or make sure you have those investments that you did when you were 30, 20 still in profit, right? Just simply because of your average cost per share. Okay, this average cost per share, if you invested in S&P 500 the start of the year, okay, you are currently losing money. Okay, so let's say you bought in at 580. The biggest support level we couldn't crack was about 570, right? And we cracked that, and we're now at 560. Okay, this could go all the way down to 550. Okay, I want you guys to realize this could be a correction, this could be a change in the market, but it's also a lot to do with fear. Okay, a lot of people are pulling money out. So the psychology of the market, okay, that's the psychology of market fear is real. I'm gonna go through some of these quotes and go through some of the visuals, and then stocks are at a discount right now. Okay, another topic I'm going to be discussing, and historical proof as well. Okay, now, why is psychology of the market important? Well, most investors panic and sell when stocks drop, but history shows that's when wealth is built. Okay, I want you guys to realize Nvidia at one point, right, start of the year, it had a major drop down to 118, right? Everybody said DeepSeek was taking over. This is the end of Nvidia. Nvidia needed a big correction, right? But what do people do when they realize, oh, February 26th is their earnings, right? They start buying. We see a small rally up. We need another reason to push the stock up. It could be the CEO, Jensen, saying, oh, we have exciting news coming out for Nvidia's GPUs and data centers. He can make this one tweet, and I can almost guarantee it, right? People are going to come back in, right? They're going to dabble back into the stock, buy it, pump it up, right? And Jensen has a live event that he's doing very soon. I forget what date it's in. I think it's in the month or two. Either it's next month or May, right? But we're not even focused on that right now. Right now, we're just trying to find a support level we can bounce off of. But it seems like we can't do it. We did it at 108 and went all the way to 112. Now we hit 106, right? And that level, that support level, right? That the certain price point where the stock bounces off of, just gets lower and lower and lower. So what does this tell you about the stock? It is not the right time to be. I would say it's not the right time to be, trying to get a big squeeze back up to 130 and be super delusional and say, oh, in the next 2 days it's going to go up to 130. No, because there's not a support where the stock is consistently bouncing off of. You see 113, then we go 110 to 112, then we go 108 to 106. So this is fear, right? People get their profit, they're like, okay, I'm out. I'm not playing with this anymore. Okay, I got my little squeeze on my money and I'm done. Right? So be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. So if you're a short-term investor, right, and you're looking to swing trade to day trade, so 2 to 3 days, you are more in the riskier side than somebody who's long on Nvidia right now. This is something that I've thought about all When Nvidia's down this slow, right? People who are day trading this, they're like, okay, we can get a nice move up to 115 and we're out. But what about the people who are long on Nvidia? What price do you want to get out of? If it's 106, 107, 108, do you still believe Nvidia can go all the way up to 200 by the end of 2025, right? That is something you have to rethink. You have to, get back on your chart, get back and plan out some price points, because realize that Nvidia's dividend yield is still not as competitive as some other stocks. So it's either the stock goes up, you make money, or the stock goes down and you lose money, or you do options, right? You have to find a way to make money by not just waiting for the stock to go up. Okay. So that was the visual, right, showing you guys a little bit about the chart and showing you how Nvidia's taking down. Now, stocks are at a discount right now. As simple as it sounds, look at it as, you don't want to buy your shoes when they're super expensive. So when they drop, yeah, right, when the price drops of your favorite shoes, what do? You buy them, right? So same like that when you see Nvidia at 106, Nvidia at 107, you as an investor, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit around and be fearful like other people, like I talk about the psychology of the market, or are you going to invest? Right? So many of your companies are trading at lower prices due to market uncertainty. That is a key point. I want you to realize Nvidia is not a $106, $107 stock. I can guarantee you that right now. They are so competitive. Still a green stock. They still beat earnings, every single time. But why are they so low? Why have they tanked down? Well, because of tariffs, because of fear of the market. People are unsure about U.S. stock market in the future, right? That uncertainty and that fear is what get people out of the stock. People have millions of dollars in the stock. So if you're up 90% on $100,000, $200,000, you don't want to even risk after that. You're like, all right, I'm gonna just take my money and get out. So keep that in mind. Okay, historical proof, market always recover. Okay, so I want you guys to realize COVID-19 dip was something that was so crucial. If you have been through, I can't say 2008 crash was super crazy. I was fairly young there, but I have lived through COVID-19 dip. And we saw what COVID-19's push brought in within a year or two. So what can President Trump's tariff announcements bring between a year or two? I see Walmart going to 155. I see Nvidia going to 160, right? I see this S&P recovering back up and going to 630 sooner or later, right? By the end of the year, this is a $620 ETF. But this is the time to buy. You cannot reap those profits, right, when the ETF or stock is up and running. When they're low is when you have to buy. Okay, so keep that in mind. Every market crash or correction in history has been followed with a strong recovery. Nvidia's recovery with the psychology of market fear is going to recover to 160, 170, 180, right? But it's a matter of time, and that matter of time can decide a lot of things. So keep those things in mind. Buy now or regret forever. Okay, Nvidia, Walmart, S&P 500, right? You got the reality income stock. Okay, keep these stocks on your portfolio. Do not panic. Okay, number one thing, if you're panicking and you're panic selling on a loss right now, you shouldn't even be investing. Okay, you got paper hands. You cannot handle the volatility. You cannot handle the craziness of the market. All right. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Do not panic. This is one of those moments and one of those buy now, the stock is on discount type of things going on. All right. Mr. Buy the Dip is out. Thank you for watching.